Welcome to my E3 video, where I don't actually make an E3 video until the whole thing's over, and I just talk about what I thought about it. Here's some Overwatch me and my friend were playing this morning, and let's get going. Starting with the B Company, which I can't show anything from, because if I do, I'll get copyright strike, because people are getting copyright strike just for watching it. I'm not even going to mention the name, I'm not going to show anything, I'm not going to show any screenshots, I'm just going to vaguely describe things. I don't play any of their games, so I didn't know what to say. Doom Eternal looks nice, I guess. I don't know. The first, until Ghostwire Tokyo was revealed, I was just kind of like, okay, I guess, for the whole thing. Like, you have to be a fan of all those old IPs to really enjoy the new stuff, other than Doom Eternal, in my opinion. Because they're like, oh, like the fans are like really excited. I saw on Twitter, other fans of these series were excited, but for me, somebody who didn't play these games, I was like, all right, it looks cool, but it's not for me because it's a sequel or it's a spin-off or something, and I didn't understand it really that well. But that's cool. It's fine to do that. Then we reach Ghostwire Tokyo. It might just be because I finished playing Persona 5, but this game looks completely awesome. That's all I can say about it, because the CGI trailer doesn't actually show gameplay, so I don't know what it's like. But being able to like shoot magic and shit in Tokyo against monsters that just made everybody disappear is really cool. And the one point in the trailer they show like a train with nobody inside of it. Hazards like that in the world, having to deal with like things like that where people have just like dropped what they were doing and it's still going on without them and it might become a hazard. That's a really, really cool scenario to play with. Maybe you gotta run through the subway tracks and subway trains are flying by you every couple of seconds. That's just a random idea. And then Commander Keen, like the other games that were shown earlier, I just don't care about it, honestly. Okay, now that the B Company is out of the way, we can actually go over the trailers and stuff like that, and I can actually show you what they showed off at E3 while talking about it at the same time. So for our next discussion, let's move to the PC gaming show. There was only literally one thing I liked, and then it was an Epic Store exclusive, so I really liked nothing for the entire show. Chivalry 2 looked really epic, and then they revealed an Epic Store exclusive, so I lost all interest immediately afterwards. That wraps up the entirety of the PC show. Now on to Microsoft. I'm gonna keep it real with you all. I kind of just disassociated during this entire conference. I was just waiting to hear on Xbox and PC the whole time. That was like the whole conference for me. So it didn't really feel like Microsoft's conference for the Xbox. It felt like Microsoft's conference for games, third-party games. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. It's just the way I view the Microsoft conference is that it's all third-party games I'm gonna get on the PC eventually. So you know. So it makes it like a little less special to me. Like when you compare it to Sony's previous conferences, they usually have some like weird shit at least going on, so you can point and laugh at that. Like that weird flu guy last year. But that's besides the point though. Let's talk about the games that actually showed off. Lego Star Wars Complete Edition will be the first one we talk about because I love the old Lego games. I love the first two Lego Star Wars games. I love the Indiana Jones games. I don't like the new open world ones. I just don't find them as fun. So return to those old games and having a new one in that series of more linear Lego games, I hope, will be really fun to like go back to the past and enjoy. Seeing Persona 5 made me smile. It doesn't really count though because we already had that trailer like months ago. I feel like I'm on drugs though because it feels like everybody's saying it's during the Microsoft conference, but I watched the Microsoft conference twice and I didn't see Persona at all at any point. Psychonauts 2 looks really cool and really well designed and the aesthetics look crazy. I still need to beat the first game though. I'm working on it on my Steam version right now. Outer Worlds looks like one of those games you buy, you don't remember how it got into your PS3 inventory, but it's there and you play it sometimes. It's like one of those games that you look on nostalgically. But, I mean, I haven't even gotten the game yet, and it's not even out, so I don't know why I feel about it like that. But it looks like an interesting first-person shooter. First-person shooters with power-ups always get me excited. I always want to play those games that they seem like special and stuff, so I'm hyped! I can't wait to buy it on Steam when it comes out. Eventually, someday. This Soulfarer game, not only does it look completely adorable and like one of those games that's going to melt your heart or whatever, or crush it, I don't know which one yet, but the gameplay, I don't understand at all, which makes me really excited for it. It's a 2D game, and that's all I know about it. I don't just love games with weird progression systems. I need them to survive. I just love strange abstract concepts of how you beat the game, you know? In the way the aesthetics are presented, and it seems like the story that they showed off in the trailer really resonates with me too. Unlike some of the other games where it's just like, oh, this is a cool looking game. I just like the way it looks. It looks like a very wholesome little game, and it's like special. That's already special to me. I haven't even played it yet. Just like the last one. What's wrong with me, man? Halo Infinite. It's a new Halo game. Return to form. It's good. Lastly, my favorite thing of the entire conference, Keanu Reeves. Oh my god! Dude, I love Keanu Reeves. He's such a good actor, and I love his voice. It's like soothing to my ears and my soul. He showed off some game. I don't know which one he's in it. I don't really care about the game. But oh my god, Keanu Reeves was there, and it's like I saw God with my own eyes. The game is showing off Cyberpunk 20 whatever. I honestly don't care too much about the game. I will respect it though and say it looks like a great game. It's just not for me. But seeing Keanu up there made me very, very happy. Even at that though, I'm not going to buy a game for an actor. That's just weird. But yeah, check this out. When he said that, I laughed. And to follow in his footsteps, how about you check this out? The next part of our discussion. Devolver Digital's fucking parody of the Nintendo Direct bullshit. Every single thing about it was perfect. The criticism of consumerism, the mocking of Nintendo, their games actually look really good too. Fall Guys, and I think it's called Carry On. Oh my god, those games have such interesting concepts based off of such simple concepts too. One's a battle royale, one's a horror game. One where you play as the monster, and one where it's a mini game, team kind of, but not really, based battle royale game. They also made a shitpost game on Steam for 1% off. It was a really well done joke, like extremely well done. It had all these like little references to the gaming industry. It was like a parody of the gaming industry, and I loved it for that. It was like, hey, this whole thing is bullshit. Here's some games. I don't know. I just love the way it was presented and the humor they had. Also, the special effects are actually pretty good for something with probably no budget at all. It wasn't as over the top and bloody as last year's, but it was still pretty good. Now on to Ubisoft for a sudden transition with no build up to it, just like the Devolver conference, which made no sense at all. It was just craziness for about 30 minutes. Dogs. There's a lot of dogs. And both the dog things look good. There was an actual dog, and then there was a video game dog. Actually, there was a video game dog before the actual dog, but I don't really care. I'm not writing off a script. I'm just reading this thing out loud from my brain. This makes no sense. And there's also a skateboarding game. Actually, it was more like rollerblades, and you go around like a little loop and punch people and hurt them and make them feel bad, which is my kind of game. It's kind of like, what's that game called? Rocket League, except it's for me, because I like hurting people, making them feel bad in video games, because I have no life outside of video games. I tried getting all my thoughts in one take, but I probably should talk about the Watch Dogs game a little bit more. I'm wary about the story because if you're going to constantly be switching to random people, like any NPC in the world, and you're supposed to have a story, how are you going to give them all correct voices without repeating the same voice samples for people who look completely different? Like if all the grandmas, the black grandmas, the white grandmas, the Asian grandmas, the fat grandmas, the short grandmas, the tall grandmas have the exact same voice actor, it's gonna be a little weird, you know? I'm super duper interested to see how they solve this possible problem. Okay, on to the Nintendo one. With the way Square Enix treats Cloud in Smash Brothers, I can't be excited for this new character. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get one, maybe two new songs, and that's it. Having supposedly 16 special attacks that cycle through to use is cool, but, like, it's just another moveset to me. Having MP is cool too, but it's like smash attacks are completely generic, which kind of sucks. They're just all sword slashes from what we saw in the trailer. Hopefully there's more, and I'm surprised when he actually comes out. And what a name they gave him. What a name. I will be excited for this character once he comes out and is actually playable, and there's actually some nice things in there that aren't just the bare minimum for a character. My worry is that the character will come out and be pretty disappointing with what it has to offer outside of the actual character itself. It's pretty high right now. And I wish I didn't have to say that, but it is, considering how Cloud Strife was treated in Smash Bros. As having nothing other than Cloud and like two spirits that are both Cloud's renders from Smash Brothers. Until we have confirmation that that's not going to be the same situation again, then I'll be excited for the character. Until then, I'm going to be like, ooh, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this guy, should I get invested, etc, etc. Banjo-Kazooie, on the other hand, yeah, no, I don't have the same problem at all. I dabbled with the game as a child. Didn't really play it that much, but I did enjoy it though. And we're talking about like super young Bloo, like 3 or 4 years old, like when I first gained consciousness of my own body. That's how young I played this game, along with Mario 64. My friend actually sent me over to Mario 64 and I played it on my PC. I might do it again with Banjo because, I mean, I don't know, because he's cute. Banjo's adorable. His moveset is absolutely crazy, it's very cartoony and I like it. His stage rotates around a single platform, allowing the layout to change completely. I mean, it's not like a flying stage, but it's different, and it has a similar concept, so it's really cool to see. And overall, he just looks like a silly, goofy fighter to play as and have fun with. Can't wait to hear the awkwardness of hearing him die over and over again in the game with his death screams. Okay, now to the next topic in this discussion. I didn't beat the original Luigi's Mansion because I got too scared as a child, but this one looks fun, and I think it might be online, so if it is, I'll be able to play with my friends through it, or at least in the bonus mode. Also, what the fuck is Gooigi? That shit's crazy. I don't know anything about No More Heroes 3, but the soundtrack and the trailer got me excited. Pokemon Shield's kind of like Persona 5 Royal. I just like it, but the E3 presentation didn't really blow me away. I'm just happy to see it again. The Breath of the Wild 2 trailer was totally unexpected. It's kind of like a bombshell to Zelda fans. Because like Final Fantasy, there's not many direct sequels in Zelda, so this is like a really cool thing. And I probably should get Breath of the Wild and play it, because that game looks really good. I've been avoiding getting it because I didn't have a Switch, but now I do, so I have no excuse. And I want Nintendo Direct completely directed by Bowser. Just one, please. Give me one Nintendo Direct just by Bowser. Or just any Nintendo presentation. Just have Bowser there and do the entire thing. He is adorable with his little tie on. The sports in the Mario and Sonic trailer have me like, on God? Really? On God. They're gonna do this on God. The sports, skateboarding, karate, fencing. It's like all my favorite sports are in this game. And it's Mario and Sonic. To wrap up Nintendo, there were like two things I felt like dreams that didn't even feel like real, but I'm really happy to see them anyway. Everything about that Splatoon update. Oh my god. The apocalypse, nighttime stages, our own custom Splatfests with being able to choose whatever colors we want. Bro. Hype, bro. The hype is real for that. And I thought the no news Animal Crossing meme would go on for another year, but nope, they actually showed something with Animal Crossing and I was really surprised to see it. It was cute, and it's on an island. I'm not sure how I feel about the island thing, but I know they'll do a good job with it. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, my opinion on Squid Enix. We'll start with the two more minor things that I liked, and then the two more major things I liked. The Avengers game they showed off looked really, really cool. We haven't had a large-scale third-person beat-em-up in a while, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. Showing Captain America dying in the trailer is a pretty ballsy move, because that just means he's gonna die in the game, or maybe not, because they still like showed him off a lot in the promotional material, and they usually don't do that for a character they kill off really early in the game. Otherwise, it just looks like fun. I do think that the actual designs of the people behind the mask could be improved, though. They look like knockoff versions of the characters in the movie. Like, just take the character and make your own interpretation of them instead of making them look like the movie actor. That's my one critique with this game so far. Change the way the main characters look, and that's about the only problem I have with it. Other than that, it looks like a really fun time, and it looks like to be like a really big budget, AAA, crazy, lots of set pieces kind of adventure. The next game was that cute little top-down racer Circuit Superstars. It doesn't seem to be that complex, but I'm just excited to play it. I'm sorry, I love these like little cutesy wootsy games it seems on this E3. And now to a major reveal, the Final Fantasy VIII remastered version. I did not see this coming at all. They're making Final Fantasy VIII, but changing all the graphics around, making it look a lot better. I have yet to play the original, but hopefully it causes the problems for the original to go away. Like, hopefully they change the junction and draw system so you can't break it immediately, and level scaling so it's not good to stay at level 1, and in fact it would be better to level up and actually play the game like you're supposed to. Other than that, I don't know much to say about Final Fantasy VIII. Hopefully this brings more popularity to the Final Fantasy VIII series and it gets more people interested in Squall, Irvine, Quistis, etc. story. The Final Fantasy XIV trailer was just hype. Literally just pure hype. So hype. And it kind of reminded me that I haven't played in months and I'm still on patch 1.1 in terms of story content, and I need to play and catch up like right the fuck now. Square Enix's presentation was the best in my opinion because they showed off mostly things that would make their fans happy. Final Fantasy, the Avengers project, all these old JRPGs being ported over to the West on the Switch, on PC, on all the consoles. They didn't stay exclusive to one console either. Sure, there were some games that were restricted and where they will be released, but it wasn't just that. Like a lot of the other conferences, usually they'd be like, oh, here comes our big game, only on Xbox, and then you'd be like, oh, I don't own an Xbox, I don't care, or oh, I don't own a Switch, I really don't care. But Square Enix made sure to let everybody know, like, hey, this really cool game is coming to more than one console. Oh, I led you on to believing that I would say I almost forgot, but I didn't actually forget. I just did an entire spiel to explain why I like Square Enix the most before I went to the final topic. Final Fantasy VII Remake. They gave Tifa abs. We are literally living in the best timeline possible. Okay, actually, seriously though, the way they presented the trailers was actually, like, perfect. They showed off all this cool stuff, and then they went to like a 10-minute boss fight. And there was no commentary, there was no awkward cut-ins, there was no guy over-explaining everything. It was just a boss fight. You can analyze it, you can watch it, etc., etc. It just lets you see how the game works and make your own opinion on it. And it seems the game works absolutely fine. It seems it's going to be a great game. I am so excited to play it. It combines the action style that appeared in Final Fantasy 15 for the first time with the legacy of turn-based combat with the whole instruction mode. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to call it wait mode for right now. The whole wait mode thing where you stop and then you tell the people to do their special attacks or maybe use an item or whatever. The combination there seems like so natural because Final Fantasy games have a lot of moves for you to go through. It's not just like one or two moves where you can just hit a hotbar or something like that. Final Fantasy XIV is an exception, I guess, but even then, going from Heaven's Word to Stormblood, they dumbed down a lot of it. They removed a lot of these old spells to make sure it would work with the MMO style of gameplay. But most of those Final Fantasy games don't have that kind of I guess, excuse to have less moves. So Final Fantasy VII Remake, I thought they would like lower down the moves, or like have it so you can only use one move at a time. You had to go through like the settings to equip something else, kind of like how in Kingdom Hearts, how you can't have all the combos at once. You can only have like one combo or maybe two, one for air and one for ground, depending on the situation you're in. But I can't believe they're actually gonna let you use whatever you want as long as it's in that wait mode or whatever. I'm flabbergasted, honestly, how smart it was to let you build up that meter and then use it, and then I don't know, man. I'm just extremely excited for this, and I really love the way they handled the combat. That's what I was worried the most about, the combat and the story. And the story's gonna be changed up a bit, but that's fine. It's a remake. I don't really care. It seems that they're still sticking to the characters' chops and how they are, though. And the short scenes we did get to see with Tifa, Cloud, and Aerith. Those are the three I was most worried about, and I hope they expand Barrett's personality and story a bit more in this game, because after the first act I felt like he kind of dropped off, and it seems like they're giving him more screen time in the intro as well. So I'm extremely excited for the 7 remake. It seems like it's going to be a great time, that they're going to be able to fix a lot of things that fans noticed and critiqued earlier in the game, and I noticed too, and hopefully bring it to a new audience with a new gameplay style and a slightly tweaked story. I would say E3 this year really surprised me. I thought it was going to be really lackluster, considering last year's was amazing and Sony wouldn't show up for this one. But no, this one was pretty amazing too. There was a lot of cool reveals, there was a lot of announcements. Like, everybody had something they enjoyed this E3. I'm pretty sure everybody did. If you didn't, then I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I don't. Because this E3, there was something for every kind of gamer. Racing gamers, a lot for JRPG gamers, just people who like fantasy, sci-fi, retro games. There was a lot of retro game announcements. I didn't cover many of them because I'm not a retro gamer. I don't know a lot of those old games. Fighting games was a little bit less, but it was still some fighting game stuff there. Anime fighters or anime games, I'm not sure if there's any difference there. Adventure games. There's something for every kind of gamer, and I like this E3 a lot. I would give it a 10 out of 10 for appealing to everybody, I guess, and being really awesome and just being good. I know it's a bit simple, and I'm not the best at critiquing or something or explaining myself, but it was just a good E3. It was really good. And I'm Blue. I hope you guys like this video of me just kind of rambling about E3, talking about it kind of like casually, talking about my thoughts. Not what I usually do on this channel. I try to like be really professional or whatever. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time on Blue the Hedgehog. Next time we will probably not be doing any more E3 stuff. But my God, Final Fantasy VII Remake, bro. That shit looks nuts. Alright, peace.